Imagine someone provokes you, humiliates you, and you simply look at them, take a breath, and remain unshakable. Nothing gets to you. Nothing steals your peace. This isn't a superpower. It's a trainable skill. And the Stoics mastered it over 2,000 years ago. While most people react with anger or resentment, a true Stoic acts like a rock in the middle of a storm. Cool, logical, unbeatable. And the most impressive part, this strength doesn't come from violence or indifference, but from a simple principle you'll discover later in this video. Have you ever seen how some people explode over anything? A snide comment, a dirty look, and that's it. They scream, they curse, they lose control. But this impulsive reaction isn't a sign of strength. It's the exact opposite. It's emotional weakness. It's being a slave to your own impulses. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you that disturbs you, but your judgment about what happens." In other words, the problem isn't the insult, it's the meaning you give to it. The Stoic philosophers faced wars, exiles, and betrayals, yet they remained calm, centered, and inwardly invincible. They knew that if you lose your calm over something external, you're admitting that the other person controls your mind. In this video, you will discover 7 Stoic attitudes that will shield you from any provocation. But be warned, these are not passive reactions. They are active strategies of inner power. Attitude 1. Interpret before you react. The first trap that throws you off is believing that everything said to you is true or deserves a response. But the Stoics knew that insults only hurt if you accept them as real. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone calls you a fool, ask yourself, is this true? If it is, work on improving yourself. If it's not, why get angry?" This attitude teaches that you don't react to the insult. You react to your interpretation of it, and that interpretation is your choice. Before any response, practice this. Stop, breathe, and ask yourself, what really happened here? This strategic pause already puts you ahead of 99% of people. Attitude 2. Choose active indifference. Ignoring something isn't weakness. It's emotional intelligence in its purest form. Seneca wrote, "A great soul is superior to injury." The Stoic doesn't stay silent out of cowardice, but out of self-mastery. He masters himself so as not to give the other person the pleasure of controlling him. This attitude is called active indifference. You hear, you understand, but you choose not to react because you know your energy is too valuable to be wasted. Train this skill in small situations. Start by ignoring trivial provocations. When a major insult comes, your mind will already be shielded. Attitude 3. Turn provocation into training. For the Stoics, every conflict was a mental gym. Epictetus said we should thank our provocateurs because they give us a chance to practice virtue. Someone insulted you. Great. This is your chance to train patience, compassion, and self-control. It's like lifting weights. It hurts, but it makes you stronger. It's not about accepting injustice, but about using the situation as an exercise. Instead of thinking, "This is unbearable," say, "This is training." And the more you train, the more untouchable you become. Attitude 4. Attacks reveal more about the other person than about you. When someone insults you, they are revealing much more about themselves than about you. Insults, destructive criticism, and sarcasm are usually born from pain, envy, or frustration. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you are angry with someone, remember that everyone is fighting an inner battle." This perspective changes everything. The Stoic observes the insult as a symptom. Instead of absorbing it, he analyzes it. Why does this person need to act this way? This question activates empathy, but also protects you. He realizes the problem isn't with him, it's with the other person. This shift in focus destroys the power of the provocation. You stop being the target and become the observer. Attitude 5. Use silence as a sword. Silence is a weapon that disarms. When you respond with silence, you show that you are not playing the same emotional game the other person wants to play. Seneca said, "Nothing is as honorable as silence in the face of an insult." And this isn't about running away. It's about taking complete control of the situation. By not reacting, you keep the other person guessing. Break the cycle of provocation and display strength without needing to prove anything. Silence is the language of the wise, and when used with intention, it's more powerful than any sharp comeback. Attitude 6. Master the wounded pride reflex. A large part of the anger we feel when insulted comes not from the offense itself, but from pride. When someone disrespects us, the ego screams, "Are you going to let them get away with that?" And that's exactly where we lose. Seneca warned, "Nothing feeds the disorder of the soul more than a false sense of dignity." He knew that pride is flammable, and any external spark can turn into a fire if you're not careful. The Stoic learns to recognize the ego's reflex without obeying it. He doesn't need to prove his worth to anyone, because he has already decided internally where his true dignity lies. Take a deep breath when you feel your honor being attacked. Ask yourself, is it my ego that's hurting? Or is something truly at risk here? This simple question cuts off the impulse and gives you back control. Attitude 7. Respond with virtue, not with vengeance. When someone attacks you, your natural instinct might be to retaliate in kind. But the Stoic follows a different code. He responds with virtue because his goal is moral excellence, not a momentary victory. Epictetus was clear: never repay evil with evil. If someone acts badly, that's their problem, not yours. Vengeance lowers you to the same level as your attacker. Responding with virtue elevates you. Responding with kindness, with calm firmness, or even with compassion is not a sign of weakness. It's proof of self-control and inner greatness. The Stoic question isn't, how do I beat this person? But rather, how can I act in the best possible way, even in the face of the other person's worst behavior? This is true freedom, choosing your response based on your principles, not the impulses of the moment. You don't control what people say about you, but you can master how you interpret, respond, and grow from every attack. By applying these 7 Stoic attitudes, interpreting before reacting, choosing active indifference, turning provocation into training, realizing the insult reveals the other person, using silence as a sword, controlling wounded pride, and responding with virtue, you become emotionally bulletproof. It's not about ignoring everything or being passive. It's about acting with wisdom where most people react with impulsiveness. It's about protecting your peace as if you were protecting a sacred temple. Cool, logical, unbeatable. If you want to continue developing this inner strength every day, subscribe to the Stoic Spring channel. Here, you'll cultivate the habit of caring for your mind, training your maturity, and becoming untouchable from within. And tell me in the comments, which of these attitudes do you need to apply the most right now?